do you remember? Because that's a good story. The trade fake, the trade prank.
With you?
Yeah,
We did it to
because I feel like
launch.
that's a good story for you guys.
Oh, tell it.
So you were involved. So like
Yeah.
the day before, at the end of year number 1 or March, right before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So I was in conversation with the team because the team had requested a trade. I think it was the Rangers.
Okay.
Right at that time, I played good PK, everything. We were not going to playoff, right?
Yeah.
So that like 6 days before, less than that, maybe 4 days before the trade deadline, I get called by my agent, said, hey, like the team is requesting a trade. They're gonna trade you if you don't sign. Like they want to keep you. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh well, it's like awesome. Like it was
Yeah.
not a bad news. So we negotiate everything, and the night before the trade deadline, I signed. Like we okay with the contract and everything. I come the next morning, and you know how I was in Philly. Like we were not doing always so well. So
Right.
like you always had pockets of guys. You know, you could see they start stretching together and then start talking about the trade, and they start getting nervous for the future, which then eventually made you play like shit on your present, which would create your future, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So, but you had those pockets that were happening, and so RJ Amberger was number 1. He came. He was safe. He had a long-term contract, whatever. And he's like, "Hey, Belly, just so you know, the GM asked me to tell you that you have to go see him this morning." Like with a serious face, right? So I'm like, okay. But then 10 seconds later, I come into the room and Jakey, Voracek, he's like, "Hey, Belly, like," and you could tell, like, you know, he's not smiling, but he's in his eyes, I can see smile.
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, like Hexy wants to see you in the office right now. Like you gotta go up quick. Like man, I hope it's good, man. But like you know how it is."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, and I like he's leaving. I don't have the time to say anything because he's trying to not break into character, character. So he leaves fast. At that time, Giroux comes, and in French, I'm like, "Hey, G, like, what do I do?" Because Jake and RJ tried to kind of prank me, but I actually signed yesterday. So they were both like, "I have to go upstairs to actually sign the paper." So, like, G's like, handshake, "I'm so happy for you." He's like, all right. So go upstairs and sign the paper, take a little bit of time, come back. I don't know, put some water on your eyes, you know,
Yeah.
act sad. G goes to see you.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, can you pack Belly's go into the locker room and pack Belly's stuff and put it in the middle? All the guys are gonna arrive to get dressed. Let's just have Belly's bag with his sticks and everything." And so I go upstairs, I sign the papers, right? It's a great day for me.
Yeah.
I come back down, and you know how it is. You come back down, you have that little door, and you had like the tub with
Yeah.
the medical room.
Yeah.
So I'm passing in front of the tub room, and Jakey was in the hot tub, like coming out of the hot tub. And he's like, "Hey, Billy," and I'm like, "Not now, man. Not now. I don't need this now. Like, it's not funny, man." And so he's like panicking. I can see his face changing color. So then he goes to see Giroux, and G's like, "Yeah, Billy got traded." And he's like, "Man, it's my fault. I shouldn't have said that. Like, I didn't know. I was kidding." So I go in the room. I'm taking as much time. I'm opening my stall, and I'm kind of laughing in the stall because like I know. And I come in the room, and as I come into the main room, all the players are there. And Jakey is at his head's down, man. He's like, you can tell he's looking at my face, like he feels terrible. And then you come in the room, and you're like, "Hey, Belly, so do you want all your stick, or do you want half the stick, and we can send the rest over after?"
Yeah.
And as you say that, I can't keep it longer. And I'm like, "No, I'm good." And then Jakey is like, "You motherfucker!" Like, gee, everybody know but him.
We reversed it all.
That's so good.
Yeah, dude, how you say that? That's awesome. I forgot about that, man.
It stayed to this day one of the story I tell like everybody, because like it's kind of a prank environment, right? You just prank each other, like, and I love this, and like I never had the idea of, obviously it's Giroux's idea, but like I also like our relationship with Jake got stronger.
Yeah.
Because like I like the guy, he liked me, like we carpool all the time, like so it was so fun, and then we're like, so man, it was fun, man.